What is going on, guys? Aaron here, Curls in the Rack. Is it time to upgrade your bench? I don't know. That decision is totally up to you. But what I can do is give you a few different things in this video that made my decision on why I finally upgraded my bench after 8 years of being with this guy. I'm fortunate enough to have both these guys with me today. Thank you for taking time out of your bench schedules to be here. That's rude. Anyways, I've had this one for about 8 years, and I just got, this is the Nautilus Tank 0 to 90 adjustable bench. I have painted it black so it matches the decor of the rack and everything else in here, but it is that bench. And this is the new one, the one from Rogue. This is the Rogue Adjustable Bench 3.0. So without further ado, let's get into the reasons that I finally decided to upgrade. Reason number one, the pad. The pad on this one versus the pad on this one. The pad on this one is a lot more firm, where this one is a lot more forgiving. You can kind of squish into it. I can give the comparison on, say for example, you don't do a squat in running shoes because there's a lot of foam. You don't want any of that power that you're exerting through the floor to be absorbed. Well, much like the squat, when you're doing a bench press or any kind of pressing motion where your back is on this, you want the most force to be driven through whatever you're pushing. So the fact that this one is a little bit more rigid, you're going to get more power out of it. That is reason number one why I decided to upgrade to this bench. Another reason I decided to upgrade is the fact that the width of the pad. So the width of the pad on this guy, it starts about the same width as this one does, but then it starts to narrow up towards the head. So depending on where I'm sitting on here, my lats may not be engaged. You know, I might need to scoot down farther on the bench, whereas on this one, it's the same width the whole length of the bench. Now, lots of other benches and all new benches are going to have this style, but mine did not, and so that was another reason I decided to switch. Another reason is the seat design. Okay. Number one, the seat design on this one is super long. I don't understand why you would need something super long like this. This one is plenty of space for your tuchus. But that's not really the reason that I'm talking about. The reason I'm talking about the seats is because if I wanted to do a box squat, and obviously it's not a box, but I'm using this in place of the box, and I was to go down, and this has happened to me before, with a lot of weight, and touch here, release, and then go back up with the weight out of the squat. Well, the fact that they designed it to attach here and here instead of here and here like this one does, when you go down and you put enough force in it, what happens is the bench comes up. And so it's a safety issue. You will fall back, you may ditch the squat, whatever. I've had that happen a couple times, which was really annoying. So that was one more reason I decided to upgrade to the other bench. Another reason, guys, and a big one, is the incline increments on this bench. There are a ton of adjustable degrees on the increments you can make. This one, not so much. And the biggest thing for me was for the seated shoulder press, seated overhead press. If you want some back support, you either got to be at 90 degrees, which I find is a little bit too upright. This is 90 degrees here, or rather 89 degrees on here. But the second increment down is almost as if I mean, that's close almost to an incline, not quite, but it's close. It's not where I want to be. I want to be somewhere like right about there. On here, next increment down is 75 degrees. That feels perfect. The next item up on the list is the gap. Nobody likes a big gap, especially on a bench. The gap between the seat and the backrest is big. Okay, that's about 2 inches right there. This one, maybe 1 inch. If I'm doing a flat bench press, I want the bench to almost feel like it is a flat bench, not even an incline bench. That is the goal that I am going for when I'm looking for a bench. I almost got the zero gap bench from Rep. I almost pulled the trigger on that one right before this one came out. And then I noticed they have zero gap on that bench, but it takes a lot to adjust it back and forth, and I didn't want to have to do that. This one is fine. When I'm on it, number one, it's so long, I can scoop down this way. I don't even have to be on the seat, and I can actually do a bench press. But at the same time, if I'm down here, I don't notice this gap at all. This one, you notice it. And the fact that the seat is so long, you have to be on this portion of it to do a flat bench press. So that's another reason I decided to upgrade. Another reason, and perhaps the best feature of this bench, and it's not the only bench that has this feature, but pretty much in the future I think all benches are going to be doing this. I don't have a lot of space in my garage. So a bench that takes up a footprint like that is not ideal in my spatial situation. So the fact that I can pop this up like this, roll it away, and put it anywhere I want, in the corner. What I usually do is I will pop it up into the rack, say I'm doing my benching, and I'll just put it up against the wall over there. Then I can set up my squat, and I can do my squatting, and then I just put it down when I'm done. That is awesome. Before, I'll roll some footage of what it looked like before. And now, as you can see, with it over here, I have to finagle my way in here to get the bumper plates. I got to step over this. Then I got to put the bumper plate up on the bar. I got to get back around here and go over there. Not ideal. And here's me now. Boom. It's totally out of the way. I can do squats in here. Another thing that I noticed basically after I upgraded to this one is the fact that this bench is pretty, number one, this bench is lighter, but it feels super heavy just because a lot of the weight is in the front of it. Most of the weight on that one is in the back of it. So when you pick this one up, it's heavy. Hey, you could be getting a little extra workout with this one. Maybe that's a negative. I don't know. But I have to pick it up to about here before I can move it around the gym. And that can be a little bit more difficult, whereas this one over here, you can basically pick it up about this far and drag it and do any kind of little increments that you want. And the reason that this is cool is because say you set it up for bench, put it down, you set it up for bench, and it's not exactly right. Well, with that bench, you got to pick it up all the way, hopefully, and then you come down and you get yourself, level and even between both of the uprights. This one, you can make little micro adjustments without having to lift it up super far, which is another cool reason that I found out afterwards, but I'm happy that I switched to this one. Okay, next on the list, and the final thing I want to go over, and maybe this isn't even important to you, but it is to me. If you're going for a certain look in your gym, aesthetically, this one looks a lot nicer. Now, this one, before I painted it, you saw the picture before, it looked like it belonged in a medical facility. I painted it matte black, so it does blend in with the atmosphere of the gym and all the uprights and all that stuff. This one, it's a gloss black. It has the stainless steel accents on it with the laser cut numbers in them, which is very, very cool. It should be noted that this is an upgrade. This is not what you're going to get standard. I like how Coop said in his review that most of you will get the cheaper one, like everybody's broke or something. I don't know, but I think it's only like $50 more to get the upgraded version. But you also get the big beefy wheels in the back. These wheels, they look like they're from some high-end roller skate that you'd see back in the day. These things are cool too. They got the red on the inside, and they also have the Rogue logo on the wheel. Now, they not only look good, but they also move very smoothly around the floor, as you saw when I was showcasing that. That is another reason that, well, that's not really the reason I decided to upgrade, but that's just a note that I wanted to make. Now, I'm going to do a full review on this one, but I'm not going to do the review right off the bat. I haven't had enough time to play around with it. I don't like it when people do a review right after they get something, they put it together, and they're like, this is great, I really like it. Let's see how it holds up. Let's see if there's any problems that I can find with it, and then I will do my review. My second video that's going to come out soon is going to be a full assembly video on this. So you decided you want to get this particular bench. I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to put it together with you guys step by step, because there are a lot of instructions, there are a lot of parts, and there are some things that they don't put in the instructions that you should do. So be on the lookout for that in the next video, and until next time, peace.